You need to unmute
Hey,
yourself.
yeah, cool. Hey, Timmy, nice to meet you, man. Just I know you went to high school in Florida, played college in Florida. What does it mean to you to finally bring your pro career to Florida?
To me, it's a little deeper than just Florida. I was able to move to Lake City actually from Jacksonville. I moved to Lake City when I was about 9 years old. Until I was about 11 or 12, I was kind of back and forth between the two, staying with my brother. He really was definitely a big mentor for me a little bit. In the summers and stuff, my mom would send me back here. So I'm kind of familiar with the area. I'm familiar with the team. I really feel like it's a blessing. I feel like a dream come true.
Thanks, Timmy. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go over to JP Shadrack and then Mark Long.
Hey, Timmy, I appreciate it, man. How was it today? First time back out on the field in a little bit, and how did you acclimate coming in?
Man, listen, that Florida Heat. You know what I mean? That was definitely the first thing. Practice went well though. Great tempo. Guys out there taking care of each other. You definitely realize everybody's out there practicing with a purpose. You know what I mean? And it's definitely straight to business. You know what I mean? So I'm just ready to be a part of it. I was glad I was able to come out and just kind of start knocking the rust off a little bit and just getting acclimated to everything, the scheme, the climate, all that good stuff. So I'm just taking it day by day, man.
Hey, what can you bring to this group? There's been a lot of turnover the last couple of weeks, really, with that defensive line group. What is your calling card going to be on defense?
Whatever the team needs. If it's they need me to come in and be a heavy run guy, I can make that happen. I can do that. If they need me to get to the quarterback, I feel like I got the ability to do both. You know what I mean? All I need to really do is just prove to everyone that I'm ready for that. That's the biggest thing. I got to prove my point here within the next 3 weeks that I'm ready for the task, and I think I can do it.
Awesome. Let's jump over to Mark Long.
Yeah, Tim, I don't want to dwell on the past too much, but can you just take us through the shoulder injury that you had to get clearance from, and then what happened in Houston just a few months ago? It looked like you were going to be a rival Texan.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really want to talk about kind of what happened, in Texas too much. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna leave it where it's at. I'm in Jacksonville now. I was just blessed that the Jaguars, when they called me and they gave the opportunity, they kept their word. You know what I mean? They made a promise and they followed through with it. So I'm gonna give this team everything I got. I'm gonna give them everything I got. And hopefully I can end my career right here in Jacksonville.
And then what about the shoulder injury that limited you the last 2 years? How is that right now?
It was actually a back injury. And honestly, that happened like 2 or 3 years ago. And honestly, I haven't missed a game for that since like the year that it happened. I haven't missed no games for it. Last year, I had a broken foot. That's why I missed 6 games last season. I never missed a game last year because of my back. You know what I mean? So it's just amazing that it just keeps popping up. I'm ready to just put it behind me and move on with my career.
Thanks, Mark. We're going to go to John Reed.
How you doing, my man? I'm a little late, so I hope I don't repeat a question. But what it feels to you being a Lake City native and being close to home, and also what was today like? I mean, you kind of been on the street and you in full pads. I know you're a veteran, but was it a difference to go from the street to the full pads?
Yeah, you gotta adjust fast, man. You gotta adjust fast, especially in this Florida heat. You know what I mean? So it definitely feel good being able to come home, especially being right here, Lake City right there. You know what I mean? And then, like I said earlier, I actually went to school here, like in elementary at some times, I went to Justina Elementary when I was a kid, and then I moved to Lake City, you know what I mean? But it damn sure feel good to be home, man. Right here, Columbia down the road. It feel like I'm back in Columbia playing again, man, purple and gold. So I'm definitely excited. I haven't been this happy to play football in a long time. I haven't been this happy in a long time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. It looks like we've got one more from Demetrius Harvey.
Hey, Timmy, nice to meet you. How much did you sort of know about the Jaguars before you signed? And did you talk to Malik Jackson at all to get his thoughts on the team or anything like that?
Excuse me. I never spoke with Malik about the team or anything like that. But I knew a lot about the team, man. Like I say, elementary school living in Justina, it was crazy because we had a Part 1 team called the Justina Jaguars right there across the street from our apartment complex. And I remember as a kid, I had a little fake Mark Brunell jersey. It was horrible. It was horrible looking. But I had the Mark Brunell jersey and I had the little fake helmet. And my sister was in middle school. And I would lie to my sister when she came home and I would be like, hey, the Justina Jaguars, they need help cheerleading across the street or whatever. And I would stuff my fake jersey with clothes and shoulder pads and all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So I always knew about the team. Definitely was a big fan of it back when Big John Henderson, Marcus Stroud was here. I definitely used to tune in, man. That was the good old days. We got to get back to that.
Appreciate it.
Mark, you got another one?
Yeah. I was just going to ask, do you know you're wearing Henderson's number?
Of course.
Okay. Was that intentional?
No, it wasn't intentional. But when I came in and seen the 98, I took it as a compliment.
Awesome.
So you didn't ask for it. They just gave that to you. It was just happened to be complete coincidence.
Yeah, it was all coincidence.
Nice.
But Henderson and Stroud was my two favorite inside guys all time, especially when they was together. They was dangerous, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Looks like that's the last question. So, Timmy, appreciate your time. Welcome to the team and back home.
All right, then.
Thank you. you. Thanks for taking some time.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Okay, John, I see you chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, several of our media are in the car because they were just outside at practice. So we're going to get started with Mike Duraco and then go over to Mark Long. Maybe.
He's in the car. He's in the car now.
I'll start.
Okay, how about we'll start with Mark Long since D-Rock's missing.
He was in the car next to me. He says he's on a call.
It's fine.
Josh, I'm just curious. I mean, when you look at what's going on with the D line, with all the attrition, all the injuries, you know, how do you just deal with all that and all those new faces?
I mean, I can't control, anybody's health or anything. We just got to keep going, and hopefully the guys that that are behind those guys, the guys that we have here now, just have to play a bigger step in this role. And the guys that we bring in to replace those guys, we have to hold them to a higher standard, and they got to hold themselves to a high standard. So right now we're just looking to, keep playing, keep our heads up high, and just do what we can for right now, because we can't control if somebody, health reasons or somebody's just not here. We can't really help that. So I'm gonna do what I need to do, and Abe's gonna do what he needs. Taven, Smoot, all them guys gonna do what they need to do, and we just gonna have the ball.
Awesome. Let's come over to Gary Smith.
Yeah, Josh, what was the most important thing about leadership that you learned from Coleas Campbell?
I mean, before you got to be a leader, man, you got to make plays. If you're not making plays and you try to have a voice, nobody's gonna listen to you. So just be able to make plays on the field and to show guys you are consistent at doing that. Guys want to follow somebody that makes a lot of plays. So if you're making a lot of plays for your team, helping your team win, then that's how you become, someone guys listen to, someone guys want to follow. And I feel like that's just the first step of being a leader.
And do you feel like that you've proven yourself to the point where if, you're called on to exhibit leadership pretty early in your career, you're ready for that?
I mean, yes. Yes, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not forcing myself. I'm not, proclaiming myself to be the steadfast leader. So this is I'm going on my second year. I did what I did last year, and I'm only trying to improve on that. So all I can do is just make as many plays as I can for my team, get myself better, focus on myself first. Because if I focus on everybody else, then I'm going to be all jacked up. So right now I'm just staying at the practice with Caleb on, man, and we just been getting a lot of extra pass rush in so we can be great. And hopefully they can see that I'm putting in the extra work. And then, I'm stepped up to be the leader. But, I definitely can take that role now if they want me to.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Gary. Let's go over to Jordan and then John Shipley.
Hey, Josh. Hope you're doing well. Was wondering if you knew anything about Timmy Jernigan before he came in, and then also if you were able to glean anything from practice today from seeing him out there.
Oh man, I remember him back in Florida State. In the league wise, I really wasn't familiar with it, but that's not an insult. But I know he's a heck of a player, man. He looks the part, So today was his first day out here, and unfortunately for him, it was his first day in pads. So we all have to get back in that football and pad shape. And but I'm looking to see where he becomes, because he looks like he can be a heck of a talent for our team.
Awesome, thanks, Josh.
All right, let's go to John Shipley and then Gene.
Hey, Josh. I know, it's hard to really get a feel for, matchups with offensive linemen when y'all aren't in pads, but how did you just feel about what you saw from Cam Robinson and Jawan Taylor in your matchups with them today?
Man, I've been today was today I was waiting for today for a very long time, so I can really work on a lot of moves with those guys, because I know those two, to me, are one of the best. And they're both two different tackles. Jawan is quick on his feet. Cam is a heavy guy. So I was just working different moves. You can't really work the same move on both guys. So it was just moves that I had in my head that I'm going to use on each one of those. And I really got to use some of those moves. I didn't get to rush against Cam today as much as I wanted. But it's Jawan. We win some, you lose some. Jawan's a heck of a player. But I just can't lose every rep to him. But Jeff definitely. I train with Jawan also. It's also so I know how good I know how good he got, and I can't wait to see him progress this year and be a great All Pro Bowl left tackle, right tackle.
You mentioned how there are two different tackles. How much do you think that can help prepare you for opponents really and different types of tackles you'll see during the season?
I mean, it's big for us. They're both good at what they do. You know what I mean? So if I'm playing against a bigger tackle coming up, I'm going to really rush against Cam more. And then if I'm playing more against a leaner or more much against an athletic, I'm not saying Cam's not athletic, but Juwan is more athletic than Cam, feet-wise, and just be able to move in different directions. I'm going to rush against Juwan more and just talking to them, asking them questions like, hey, bro, did you see when I stabbed you? Was I too early? Was I too late? I ask those guys all the time that question, and they try to get me better because we're a team, and I just want the best for them, and they want the best for me, and that's how we're going to be able to grow.
All right, thanks, Josh. Appreciate it, man.
All right, let's jump over to Gene and then JP Shadrick.
Hey, Josh. When the news first came down a couple weeks ago about Al Woods, how different is your reaction when somebody is not going to play for the season by their own choice, as opposed to this weekend when you hear the news about Josh Oliver and then about Rodney Gunter? Emotionally, how did you feel when you heard their situations?
Man, I was right. I didn't see when Josh got hurt, but I came and talked to him after practice, man, and it just sucks for him because I feel like he never has had that opportunity to play, and I was really excited for him this year, and just to see he got hurt again really, really hurt me because I really wanted to see him be a great football player because I know he is, so that really hurt. And as for Rodney, man, I was really looking forward to playing with him. I knew he was a heck of a player. I know he's a heck of a 3-tech on the inside. So just be able to rush with him was going to open up my game a lot better, a lot more. So it's really unfortunate. But I wish both those guys healthy progress and just nothing but, a clean recovery.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. And then for Al, I never met Al yet. So, when he was like one of the first people to opt out, it kind of made me think when I told you that I was thinking about opting out, it kind of made me think like, what was the reason why he opted? But he was an older guy and he's been in the league for a very long time. And so I kind of put that in perspective and like, he probably has more health concerns or something. So, but I never knew him. That's just what I gathered from that.
Thanks.
All right. JP, you want to go? And then we'll finish up with John Ogier.
Okay, Amanda.
Hey, Josh. I had a question about Leonard Fournette. Is there anything different about Leonard this year as opposed to last, maybe at this time, and just the run game as a whole that you see from the defensive side of the ball?
First and foremost about Leonard, man, I really do believe Leonard is one of the best backs in the NFL, personally. And this year, I've really got to be able to connect with him off the field and know what type of person he is, not just player, but person. And he's changed a lot. In my eyes, just be able to talk to him more. Man, we talk about life, family, and literally football every time we talk. And he's really a great person. I know he gets perceived as, one of those bad words, but Leonard is a guy that is growing, and he's growing in his career, on and off the field. And now the football player on the field going against him, I kind of hate it. You can compare it to one of those. He is a really big back who's explosive, who catches the ball, who runs really great routes, who blocks in protection extremely well. So he's just one of those really versatile running backs that's going to be a nightmare in the league for a very long time.
And last one for me. You mentioned working extra with Chazon after practice. We saw you out there again today working on the pass rush stuff. How is it tough mentally for a young guy like that? Well, you're both young guys, but a rookie to not be able to be out of practice. He's off to the side. How is he dealing with that, and how do you help him through that?
He has a serious injury, an injury that affected him in the past. So you really can't be too hard on him because, it is what it is. But I can't wait for him to come back. I need a break.
You know what I mean? I need, I'm trying to rotate a little bit. But just be able to do that with him, and just be able to see him work and see him move, and for him to see me move and me work. So it's good just to have that connection with him, because now I know what type of player, pass rusher he is. And but one thing I really want to harp on him about is stop and run. You know what I mean? Before you become a good pass rusher, you have to be able to stop the run. And so that's just something I've been really keeping in the back of his mind. And just being young together, man, we can definitely grow. Had a great conversation with CJ, well-minded, strong-minded individual. And I see CJ becoming a great player his first year and throughout the rest of his career as well.
Awesome. Thanks, JP. And then we'll finish up with John Ozier.
Thank you, Amanda.
Hold on. Let's see if he can unmute himself. Maybe.
Hey, Ashlyn.
Sorry about that. That's twice for me, by the way. Sorry about that. You talk about the first day in pads as sort of the first day of real camp. And how did you feel like the tempo was today, considering first day in pads in the heat?
Definitely. I know, speaking from my perspective, I have to definitely get back in full padded shape. I tried to go as hard as I can every play without taking any plays off. I definitely didn't take any plays off, but just being back and forth and being back in full pads, man, is just something that we have to really get used to again. And I know Coach Marone is taking really good care of us this offseason and how we practice. So I really appreciate that. But that's why I do stay after practice to get that extra conditioning so I can be more prepared for the next day to come.
Awesome. Thanks, John. All right. You're all good. Thanks for your time today, Josh.
Thank you, Amanda.
See you soon.